Welcome to October, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great beginning of the month, hump day, all that stuff. It is October 3rd here. We are putting together the emails for the gold memberships today, so I wanted to get this out so we could put the link in the email, and I reckon maybe we're going to drop this today or tomorrow as far as on Bourbon and Bourbon. Probably today. Yeah, so I'll probably drop this today on Bourbon and Bourbon. So a lot of you will see it on October 3rd. But if you're seeing your email afterwards, just know it's like the 4th, 5th, or 6th. This was the 3rd. And I'm not crazy. So hope we check to make sure that it seems like all of the packages should be delivered today. There might be a couple that we missed out on, or maybe a couple that get delayed today or something. But we see movement on them. Again, we might have missed one or two. I don't think so, but we see movement on them. They should be delivered today. That's what we're waiting for. So it looks like we're getting caught up in time to maybe bust some stuff out early, hopefully, to get things in everybody's hands next month before Turkey Day. I'll probably get killed for saying that, but we're going to try, we'll see what happens. But, hope everybody's enjoying their sibs. This month it is, I guess there's not I guess everything's finished, but there's not a theme other than there is a reason I wanted to wait till this month to put out this, our first real cigar batch. And when I say a cigar batch, we're not naming it that, but Nancy Fraley is the genesis or the origin of cigar batches. I gotta say, in my opinion, but I think it's fact. And in the way she did it, I wanted to somewhat, start out that way and then put a little bit of a Barrel King twist on it and just see how it went. So this is batch 69. It is we're calling it Churchill. Had to look. That's pathetic. This particular one, if you guys haven't seen the Churchill and want to blow 20 minutes of your life you can never get back, you can always go to YouTube, Barrel King channel, and check this out. It has it's the one with his face on it. And I think it says, if you're going through hell, keep going, which it's great advice. And Churchill said that. But anywho, this is a blended 6-year and 7-year MGP. 21% rye bourbon, finished in XO brandy casks, cognac casks, sherry, and Armagnac casks. Then blended and finished again in an X-Rare bourbon cask. It was a purple top cask we got from our barrel partners, and I wanted to kind of give it a shot, and I had blended and put those in all those casks and tried them over the course of almost a year or so, and I just never was. I was like, man, they just don't live up to what I was hoping would come out of that. So then I reblended them and put them in Willet and then pulled them, and one of them was a standout. This was the standout. We went further with the other ones, and went on to an Amburana finish and other things, but this was the standout for me without moving forward, and so I think it turned out really well. It's incredibly complex. It's almost, for me to sit here and give you notes on this one, it's just I don't know. It would take so long. It takes 20 minutes for it to really open. Matt Wessler took, and I gave out a few of these just to get some feedback and make sure I wasn't crazy in my thoughts about it. And, Wessler let Eric get to it, brought it back to me at a function at Grillo's while I was chowing down on a Josh Hess barbecue sandwich. But it was definitely changed a ton. So this is going to be a bottle that changes from the minute you open it till you finish it, which some people that'll be a month and some people that'll be a year. So, yep, it's delicious, and I hope you enjoy it. This will be one of your options this month. I feel like a salesman. Here we have But so everybody knows Southwest Florida Bourbon Society picked a bourbon last year. It was a straight bourbon, and and it was a very approachable bourbon, and it's very out of character with a lot of the Barrel King stuff. It was the first one in that like kind of hit that citrus and stone fruit note. It was some char, but not a lot. It was just a very unique profile for what we do. And man, they did it again. So we sent this down, and Corey and Matt and John and Parrish and probably Farrell and I don't know, several gold members and a couple other guys picked another barrel for a golf tournament they were doing for charity, and I think we sponsored and was one of the sponsors. They had a lot of them, but they did it again this year. Another citrus. I don't know if it's on accident or they just go into it being like, hey, man, we got to represent Florida. But it's like stone fruit, citrus, almost grilled citrus and grilled stone fruit, and it's doughy. It's like there's almost like this sugar cookie doughy thing that goes on with it, like the raw dough of a sugar cookie, and it's pretty good. So the barrel they picked a great barrel, and I was getting information from Corey and Matt about barrels, and then Rachel was too, and then we crossed our barrels, and we ended up going to bottle the one we thought was theirs. Then we threw one of the ones they didn't pick into an EC18, and then figured out that was the one they picked. And we're like, oh heck, sorry guys, we are gonna have to make that a knighted now. So it got a short finish. I don't even know. I got to look for like a week or two, I think, in an EC18, and Corey was like, damn it, and we sent it out to Corey, and he was like, I think it's better, and I was like, it is, dude. It's improved quite a bit. It was really good before. It just, in my opinion, it gave it more depth, and I think he agreed. So for anybody who liked that Southwest Florida pick, and I know some of you did, man. I think some folks bought like a case. This is kind of in that wheelhouse again, as far as, especially if you compare it and it's relative to our other offerings. It's definitely in that wheelhouse. Just a little bit of a knighted kick to it, and it's delicious. And I'm glad we were able to get it out before it gets cold, because I think it really lends itself to right now, especially like grilling, and we're still have some warm days, and it's then it's kind of that char element there, so it's really going to lend itself to the evening when it gets a little chilly as well. So it's a great little transition bourbon, I think, into fall. So that would be batch SFB S2. So that's going to be offered as well. It's 115 proof, and it's delicious. So thanks again, Southwest Florida Bourbon Society, for just being involved in our program, man. It's we have a lot of fun doing picks with you guys. Love you all a lot. So this one is not new to everybody. It might be new to you. And if it is, I would suggest grabbing one. I mean, honestly, this has to be like my top 5 of the year. And I think it's kind of a sleeper because people are like, oh, it's apple brandy finish. So you think, oh, it's so appley, but it's just not. Like, I can tell that apple's there, but I'm telling you, this nose is crazy. It's a 90% rye. Then there's like a 6.5 year rye. There's I believe 7-year bourbon, but 90% rye. Then 7-year bourbon, and like another 6.5 year weeded bourbon in there too, and maybe even it's just all kinds of stuff. And yep, that was right. And then in the Laird's bourbon barrel, which was really like danky, charry, deep notes in that barrel. It was obviously a bourbon barrel before it was a Laird's. At least I think it was. It just seemed very had everything. It's almost like it was a Stag barrel or something before it was a Laird's, but not to buzz it out. But it really did seem that way to me. And I actually thought it would be. It took a long time to finish. I thought it was ready. I was hoping or kind of thinking it would be ready before it was, but so whenever it was ready, it was definitely ready, and it had some super deep char notes to it, and man, I don't know, it's freaking good. It's especially it's just in time for the re emergence is in time for the apple cider donuts. I think Scott Page actually said they remind him of those apple cider donuts. Dan Shook, he's gaga over it too. I think he bought more than one. He brought one to the Dan Shook with the Bourbon Junkies brought one to a bottle share for the Mashing Journey in Baltimore. He's like, dude, I didn't even know he was going to be there. And he's like, I brought your bottle to the bottle share. This is what he brought. He loves it. So we might have like 50 of these or 40 or something left. Not a lot. But if you haven't had this, it is fantastic. It's not we don't need to sell it. It definitely will sell through our shop or whatever. But I just wanted to kind of throw it on here one more time before it gets sucked up into all the pumpkin spice abyss and never returns. I'm not sure that we can. Well, we can't really redo anything, but it's all different, I guess, isn't it? So, but it is delicious. It doesn't. You don't think it's a 90% rye? There's a lot of bourbon influence in it. Yeah, it's so freaking good. Let me see how long I'm in on this. I am 11 minutes, so I'm gonna take another minute. I'm gonna run through these real fast just to see. Man, that is so good. If you don't dislike rye, I would say that it's killer. I mean, if you hate rye, you hate rye. But it's definitely a bourbon drinker's rye, for sure. This is batch 56 is what it looks like. So, oh, that Southwest Florida pick's good. Holy cow. Oh, it's so good. Definitely get that EC, like, BP tone, like, or the notes, like, man, it's weird because all their citrus comes through, and then you got this like there's a little bit of a nutty, not much nut in there, but just a little bit. You can tell there's some Heaven Hill influence. It's freaking good, and it's not like it's really hard to tell. Like that could almost pass for like a BK Sib, almost bourbon. Um, you can't tell it's been finished. It just seems like it's more complex and deep than maybe an average MGP Sib. So this again is the Southwest Florida Bourbon Society, the one I'm trying. This one, the last one was the this apple brandy, juicy apple, which is killer. They're both so good. Dude, good job, Florida. Jesus. That's freaking good. And then I'm gonna try this real fast, just for the heck of it. This one takes 20 freaking minutes to even get into, but why not? Yeah, there's no reason to even do this one online, man, because it's like it's so complex, guys. We'll be here all day. If you smoke cigars, definitely grab one of those. We're gonna do one limit again, one on these. So just to make sure everybody gets something, and but that's it. I don't really have anything else for you. If I think of something, I'll just have to chime back in. Love you guys so much. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for being part of our journey. It's just incredible. It's just been we appreciate it so much. So hope you enjoy your sibs as they're coming in, and seems like everybody's pretty crazy over a couple of those, and from the looks of it online, and these will be in your doorstep hopefully by the end of the month. That's what we're going to shoot for. So we'll see what happens. Love you guys. Talk soon.